beautiful beaders, it's Gina from Orchid and Opal.com, and I want to welcome you back to another finished jewelry update. So this particular update is going to feature jewelry mainly from the September 2019 bargain bead box materials. You can see the theme of that box was mostly rose gold, and there was a lot of purple. Of course, if you haven't seen that unboxing, I will try to leave a link in the corner as well as the link to their subscription and a coupon code down below. For those of you who are new to my channel, I want to give you a very warm welcome. I'm so excited to have you here. Most of you guys know I do a lot of unboxings on my channel, which means I get in a lot of materials every month. So not only do I like to share those with you guys, but I also like to come back and share finished pieces from the materials I've gotten in to hopefully inspire you. Maybe you're in a creative slump, or maybe you've gotten some similar things to me and you're not really sure what to do with it, or maybe you're just like me and you find it fun to see what everyone else is making from their materials. So whatever it is, I'm glad to have you here. As usual, I'll not only be showing you the pieces, but talking a little bit about them and how I made them. Alright, so let's get into some finished pieces. You've been looking at this necklace for a little while. Here is a close-up look at the pendant. So this pendant pretty much came just like that in the subscription box. Now, little confession time, I was playing with this pendant so much, the original wire wrapping on the one they had sent actually started to get too worn and misshapen, so I just took it completely off and made my own brand new wire wrapping over top of this pendant. Then I did this little swirl design with my wire and thought it would be really cute to include one of the little feather charms hanging off the swirl in front of the pendant. I'm really happy with how that came out. And as you can see, I used some of the little amethyst nugget beads as well as some of the rose gold spacers that they included. And I dug out some rose gold colored seed beads that I had in my stash, fortunately. Now, one thing I wish I had, or two things I should say I wish I had, were rose gold or bright copper colored wire guards and crimp covers, but I didn't. I have since ordered some, but they haven't come in yet. So I just used my antique copper. That was the closest thing that I had, and it's okay. On the back of this necklace, I used the Rolo chain that came in the box, and I will take this off the display so you can get the entire look. So here is the full look at the necklace. You can see I finished it off with a lobster clasp, and on the back, like I usually do, I have an extender chain, and I included one of the little feather charms on the bottom of that. I thought it was so cute and kind of tied in with the feather charm that is on the pendant. So overall, this is one of my favorite pieces that came out of the box. I think it is so wearable, and even though I broke the original wire wrapping, I'm pretty happy with my basic wire wrapping skills and how that came out around the pendant. So next up I have this necklace. I have some earrings to actually match as well, and you might think to yourself that this is overly simple. I mean, after all, there's no beads. All I did was connect these together, but I really like it. I think it is so wearable, and it really shows off the design of these wing connectors or findings. Yes, there's a lot of things you can do with these because look at all these different holes and areas where you can connect beads or do whatever you want. But when I was playing around with these different shapes, I laid this out and thought this would make a really nice statement piece, and in my opinion doesn't really need much else if that's what you're going for. So I know I had mentioned it on my Facebook page. I had gotten several comments from you guys saying that you wish that they had included some rose gold jump rings in the box, and I don't disagree with you. That would have been nice, but I did share with you a couple little things you could do if you didn't want to go out and buy jump rings. It's not a perfect solution, but you know, you use what you have. And so what I did was I actually removed some links from the Rolo chain that came in the box, and I was able to use those links kind of like jump rings and attach these together. So these are actually from the Rolo chain. They're not jump rings that I had in my stash, and they worked really well for this type of application, and I was pretty happy with that solution because I'm very limited on the rose gold jump rings I personally have, and I like the fact that these were smaller than the ones I had in my stash. Then as you can see, all I did was attach the chain to the back. Now they did send 6 of these smaller pieces, and they sent 2 of the larger ones. You will see the other large one in another piece I will show you in just a moment. And since I had 2 of the smaller pieces, I decided to make a coordinating pair of earrings. You'll recall also that they sent these post earring findings, which was very nice. And all I did was attach a piece of chain off the bottom of the posts and then connected these findings. And again, very simple, but they still make a big statement, and they really don't need anything else. Yes, you could embellish these till your heart's content, but sometimes a simple, elegant piece is all you need. So here's a look at the finished set. I think it lays really, really nicely. And being that this set is so simple, you could really dress it up or down and wear it with so many different things. Since you're not incorporating other colors, it is just rose gold. It is just so wearable. Here's a look at the next necklace that I made. So obviously the statement here is being made by this Dogtooth amethyst. Now this goes by multiple different names. So I'm just going by the name that was on the website where this came from. They called it Dogtooth amethyst. I think it could also be called chevron amethyst, but we're not going to talk semantics today. I just want to share with you how beautiful this is combined with the amethyst nuggets. I wanted to use more of those that had come in the box, and I've held on to these. I hadn't done anything with them, and this seemed like the perfect opportunity. I had multiple pieces of it and I decided to do graduated shapes. I went with this larger one in the center and then got a little bit smaller on the other side and just decided to space them out a little bit with some nuggets in between. I also used some more of those rose gold seed beads that I had in my stash. And I'll be honest, rose gold isn't something that I would probably have pulled in on my own if I was just working with the amethyst separately outside of this box. But since they sent us rose gold findings in the box, that's something I really wanted to pull in with most of these pieces that you see here today, because that was the whole point, was trying to work mostly with those materials. So I used up the rest of the nugget beads that I had. I did want a little more length on the necklace, so that's why I did these little segments of seed beads here and some of the spacers, and that gave me the length that I wanted, while also pulling in some more rose gold, which coordinated fine because I had the little seed beads going all around. And then I added an extender again with a little leaf charm on the bottom of that. Next up, I have this very long opera length necklace, if you will, to share with you guys. So here is that other finding that I hadn't yet shown you. And this one I decided to get a little bit more creative with. As you can see, I incorporated some amethyst gemstone chips as well as a little bit of wire wrapping. And there again, I did the little spiral with a feather hanging off of that below. I decided to do my amethyst chips in a little bit of an ombre pattern. So I went from light to dark, down to the point, and dark to light back up. So that's what I decided to do with this one, just turned it into a pendant and really used my imagination with it. These amethyst chips did not come in the box, but of course it just went with this collection, so I pulled them out of my own stash. And in this particular necklace, I did use a lot of the chain that came in the box. I think it balances out the pendant nicely, and the little bit of chips going up the chain just bring the purple up into that a little bit. Another thing I incorporated was their feather connectors. We received a lot of those in the box. I just went ahead and pulled 2 of those in up here, and you can see the lobster clasp that was included in the box, as well as an extender with another feather charm. Next up, I have another set. This one is again heavier on the chain. I had some more Rolo chain in my stash, so I did pull that in. I was able to get more from beadboxbargains.com, which is their sister site, and sometimes they sell additional materials that you've also seen in the boxes, which can come in really handy if you're looking for more than what you received. Something else I also pulled in from my own personal stash was these shell flower beads with the 2 holes, so they're kind of like connectors. When we had received a rose gold collection in the past, they had also sent a lot of white and clear beads, and I love the classic look of white and clear with the rose gold, so I wanted to create a piece with that color theme and not only do the purple and rose gold. So I did pull those in. Again, just something that I've been kind of waiting to use, had in my stash, just like that amethyst, and it seemed like the right time. So I just staggered these beads. They're not symmetrical, so when you wear it, it's going to be more like something like that, hanging on the chest, which is what I wanted. I didn't want it to be too matchy-matchy. You can see I just did some basic wire wrapped links like that, and I made the links first, and then I just attached them to different segments of chain. The chain segments I made all the same length, but the way I laid out the particular links and connectors was a little bit more at random. These particular clear beads, those were quartz round beads that came in the box, as well as some more of the little spacers, and the copper wire was something that I had in my stash, as well as these clear melon style beads. In addition to that, I also had 2 of the shell connectors left over, so I decided to make a quick pair of matching earrings and tied in the little feather charm that I did as an embellishment here to the earrings, and used the post earring findings that they included in the box. So here's the next necklace that I made. You can see this one includes some of these gorgeous chunks of citrine that one of my lovely viewers had gifted to me a while back. I pulled those out because I thought they went so well with these crystal rondelles that we received in the box, and I hadn't yet used them, so I wanted to pull something out. I didn't particularly love them with the amethyst, and I'll be honest, they're not something I would have combined with rose gold on my own either. I would have probably put them with a more yellow tone gold, but I think it came out nice. The one thing I will say is I am going to be changing out the wire guards and the crimp covers, because while it's not bad, the antique copper, I just think if these were bright copper, it would look more seamless and not as choppy and take away from the beautiful citrine down here. But that's just personal preference. I also had started this necklace out, by the way, as a 3-strand necklace instead of a 2-strand. So I had made this to go in between, but it was just too heavy in my opinion. And it was fine. I already had the component made with the wire guardians and everything. So instead of taking it apart, I actually just turned it into a bracelet, and it was the perfect length. All I did was add a toggle clasp from my personal stash, as well as a little feather charm near the clasp as well. And again, I think it would look even better if I had bright copper findings right here, but you use what you have, and it's really not that bad. Finally, since I had just 2 of these quartz beads left, I went ahead and made a quick little pair of earrings to go with this set as well. So once again, I used the post findings that they sent, as well as the bead caps, the beads, the feather charms, and even those eye pins that they sent as well. And while it wouldn't have been my first choice to put these with the rose gold together on my own, I'm kind of happy to see that it actually looks pretty good. And that's something I really enjoy about subscription boxes. I say it all the time, is they do push you out of your comfort zone, and they allow you to think a little bit differently, get creative and experiment, and push you to try new things, which is so important. So this is going to be the final set that I have to share with you today. As you can see, this one does not feature rose gold. I used stainless steel findings on that. They had sent these crystal beads right here in the center of this beaded flat spiral stitch that I did, as well as some of these faceted round agate beads that I hadn't yet used. These crystals were a little bit flat in shape. They had also sent these little round gray glass beads, and I just didn't love how they went with the rose gold. Not saying you can't put them together, it just wasn't my favorite. And so I had these left, and I really liked the way that these crystals, the gray and the purple, went together. So instead of rose gold, for this particular piece, I decided to go in a little bit cooler tone direction with that. I like the way that a flat spiral stitch, it looks great in a bracelet, but it also has a really nice drape to it, so you can use it in a necklace as well. And I did a graduated size situation where I used the larger crystal beads in the front, and then I used some of those purple agate beads on either side that were just a little bit smaller. And because I had enough extra, I actually went ahead and made a matching bracelet. So that's the matching bracelet here, and I'm really pleased with how it came out. I think it was a nice use of the gray beads, the agate, and the crystal, and show you that you can do something else with the collection besides combining all the beads with rose gold. You can take it in a totally different direction. So here's the full look at the necklace. I just love how it came out. I actually look forward to wearing it, and here is the look at the bracelet on my wrist. And that is everything I have to share with you guys today. As always, I just so appreciate you being here for another finished jewelry update. It's always great to see your positive response to these. I'm so glad it's helpful and entertaining. And since a lot of us do get a lot of similar materials, or in some situations the same boxes, it's always fun to see just how many directions we can all take these materials and what we're inspired to do with them. So like I said, if you haven't heard of this box, I will leave the link down below, as well as the coupon code. It's such a great one, especially for newer beaders, or if you don't have a large stash built up, because it does give you a lot of things to pull from all at once. So feel free to leave me a comment down below as well. Let me know if you have a favorite item here that you saw today, maybe what you've been up to with your boxes. You know, I always love to hear from you guys. You know, the October boxes will be rolling in soon, so there's lots more in store. Hope you'll stick around. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and as always, happy beading. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. For more content like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of my latest videos. You can check out the information section below this video for links to all my social media handles, recommended products, and my shop and blog at orchidandopal.com. Thanks for watching.